It's Charlie Fink and Ted Chilowitz with This Week in XR, live from AWE 2022, and we're here with our friend David Fattal. David, the last time we saw each other was at CES 2020.
That's right. It's like sounds like yesterday, but it was actually 2 years and a half ago. So yeah, I'm David Fattal, the founder and CEO of Leia. We're a company commercializing to call 3D light field displays, and I think with a mission to democratize the metaverse.
So 3D displays, and I believe your technology is going to be in the cockpit of cars now.
That's right. So our first announced partnership was with Continental, the German tier one for cars, and that's indeed the first confirmed commercial deal that we have, and we're after many more, obviously.
So let me first say, for people who are not familiar with Leia, the idea is that labels are going to float over dials.
That's right.
We're no longer are we printing, start push here on the start button. It's just going to float above the button. And here's the thing that's so freaking amazing: no glasses, naked eye holograms. Naked eye holograms, which was something that no one ever thought was possible.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in years past, as your company was evolving and building, were you in on some Honda cars in the very early iterations of your?
Very not in the cars, but very early stage. We did some work with Honda with the accelerator, and we worked with a variety of tier one, and really serendipitously we ended up working with a lot of automotive tier ones and actors, but that's about 30% of our business. We've been around. You remember where we actually did our come out with the hydrogen phone, with the hydrogen phone, which is still my phone, by the way. It's still working strong. I can still take pictures and so on with this, which is great. And we've been transforming the company. I think what the hydrogen allowed us to do was to develop not only the hardware part. We're quite hardware heavy, as you know. We're based on some kind of nanotechnology enhancement of a normal screen, but it allowed us to develop the entire software, tools, SDK, and all the way to content distribution. So I think today we kind of have the full package, right? And our value proposition is we work with OEMs. We're not there to replace Apple or Samsung. We're not crazy, but we're here as an enabler, right? And I think our mission is to help any OEM, whether you're consumer or healthcare or education, whatever you are, to essentially be able to show the metaverse, right, on a regular screen, right? Whether it's a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, right? Anything but VR, and we're complementary to VR, but we think that a lot of this immersive, awesome metaverse content that is being created today ought to be experienced on a familiar device, right, to speed up adoption. So
are you able to tell us some of the newer, the most current devices that you're going to be in, and what size devices are you? Because most of them have been sort of smaller devices.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and that was just the development of the technology. We started from, if you remember, 2015. We came up with a very small dev kit. It was 2" by 2", right? And then we did cell phone size, but 6". And then we had the Loom Pad, which was 10". So I think the exciting news today is what we're announcing is a set of development platforms for OEM, anywhere from 12" all the way to 27". And at the AWE conference here, we're showing on the floor 15.6, which is a laptop size, but definitely the biggest display you've seen from Leia. The other really awesome update is we're pairing our display now with a head tracker. Right? So you've known Leia as a head tracking free, let's say, technology up to this point, and I think it had a lot of advantages. It was simpler, it was supporting the portrait and landscape and so on. But what we realized after talking to a lot of people is that we were compromising too much on the resolution. I think one of the constructive criticism we've had from users is the pixelization, the screen door effect, I think, and that was necessary. We had to output too many different views of the world on our display, and that was dropping the resolution too much. So we bit the bullet, and we've essentially, since December, we've introduced tracking to all of our display, and the experience has transformed. And I think I'm sure you'll get to experience it during the show, and it's such an immersive, comfortable, and such an awesome experience, and we're super excited, and we had such a great reception from OEM.
So, in other words, you're providing tools for manufacturers to create content that could be seen with the naked eye.
Correct. It's one measure of hardware and one measure of software, right? So we're providing the optical underlay, the nano-structured piece that you essentially integrate to your screen to turn it into a light field display. So that's one part, and we work with the OEM to do that. And then one measure of software where we have the tools for Unity, for Unreal, for Maya, for Blender to create the content or upgrade existing content. And also, I think you'll see in my talk tomorrow, we have an awesome tool for 2D to 3D conversion on the fly. Right? So you can take any video, any content from YouTube, and 30 frames per second, we are generating a depth map, and very good. A lot of people claim they can do 2D to 3D, but when you experience ours, it's actually very good, and we can convert, on the fly. So this is the kind of tool and APIs that we make available to OEMs, so that they can integrate in their own product. So in this sense, we're an enabler. We have to help you to help yourself.
So let's talk 5 or 10 years from now. What devices, what parts of the world will be lit up with Leia technology?
Yeah. The long-term vision for us has always been not so much headset. We're contrarian in that sense. I mean,
right. You're naked eye holograms.
We're
That's the thing.
exactly. We do believe that 3D content, metaverse content, is going to be experienced, of course, on headset. Because that provides total immersion. You don't replace that, right? But more broadly and more extensively.
You're more on the AR side.
That's right. Right? Any display in your life, right? It's got to be in your pocket. In your phone. It's got to be in your car. It's got to be in the office. It's got to be in the home. And our vision 5 to 10 years is, anywhere you are, in any room, you're going to have some kind of display. The display is going to know who is essentially looking, because it's going to have some type of AI that recognizes your face. It knows the context. It knows how to track you, and it's going to know how to, render essentially 3D content without you having to think, about it, or, having to put a device on or anything. Is going to be kind of always on, and you're going to switch from one context to the next, right? So Leia wants to be the technology that powers that vision.
So the tablet that you guys recently built, because I wanted to make sure we talk. I think that's the last time we talked together.
That was the LoomPad 2 years ago. Yeah,
the LoomPad, which I still have sitting on my desk, by the way. So how is that going? And is that a good example of the application that you think we'll see more of?
That's right. So why are we making a tablet? First of all, I said we're not trying to be an OEM or a brand, right? We make this tablet as a reference design, really for other OEMs to get inspired. The first question we have from OEMs is, okay, you show us the screen, you show us the wow. How can it integrate into the device? How's the thermal? How's the power? How long of a movie can you watch? And all of these questions, you can bullshit your way out of it. You have to show, and this is the reference design. You say, just try it, right? The 2D, 3D conversion on the LoomPad, it's running there, so you can see for yourself. So in that sense, it's very, very successful, right? Because the LoomPad got us to a lot of deals, unannounced, but a lot of interest, and then now we're following through. The LoomPad 1 did not have the tracking, and I think it had the issues that we talked about in terms of resolution. I think if you remember, when you were moving the screen, you had little shimmer, right? It's not super crisp. And so we basically fixed all of these issues. And so 2022 for us is really the year where we're consumer grade, right? This is a no excuse type of technology. So that's what we're super excited about.
So are you marketing the LoomPad, or are other OEMs going to pick up where you left
They're
off?
going to pick up. So as a kind of a preview, we're going to have a LoomPad 2 at the end of the year, right? And that we're also going to commercialize, and it's going to have that tracking technology. So we're going to increase the resolution and essentially get rid of any of the previous artifacts that people have constructively told us about, right?
David, thank you for making time. It's great to see you in the real.
Yes, it was awesome, guys. Thanks so much.
Our pleasure.
I'm sitting here with April Robinson. She is the co-CEO of KP9 Interactive. Thank you, April, for making time for us this morning.
Yeah, we're excited to talk about your product offerings and what you're seeing at AWE.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So let's start off by talking a little bit about KP9 is an early stage company. I assume most of the people listening to this podcast probably don't know what you do. So let's start there.
Yeah, for sure. So KP9 Interactive, first of all, KP9 stands for the strongest geomagnetic index, which is the Aurora Borealis. So it is very disruptive. It disrupts communication, our phones, and yet makes beautiful experiences. So that's what KP9 is, and that's what we stand for. We're here to disrupt, and we're a computer vision software development company who saw a need in the market as we started out as marketers and agencies, or marketers working for agencies, and quickly discovered that it wasn't easy to create augmented reality experiences. So we were looking for an accessible way, which would be the web, that people can access augmented reality and easily create. So we created a no-code web AR platform for creators, not developers, although developers could use it and very quickly, turn around and make some good coin very quickly using WorldCast. So yeah, we just launched January 2020, so it was just pre-pandemic, but we've evolved from there.
And are you focused on both mobile applications for smartphones as well as this next generation of wearables? Is there a focus point?
Yeah, no, exactly. So our focus is what works on devices today, which is mobile phones. So that is where our main focus is, but we are looking future as well. So we are looking to partner with wearables, and we just actually announced partnering with the New Eyes Pro 3E, which is a camera-less 6-DoF AR glasses that plug into your device, and our location-based augmented reality platform allows people to create experiences, place experiences at a location, at an address, and be able to view them through the Pro 3 glasses, which you can find on their website. All the specs are there, but it's very intuitive. You can actually open up experiences directly from the glasses.
So, to be clear, the AR is geolocated, so that is how the device finds the content, as opposed to it being a marker-based computer vision system.
Yes, exactly. So it uses all the sensors on our phones to figure out our positioning, and that's why that we don't need to have the cameras, so we can use the positioning that we set when we go into our studio. You select your location, and then our system just talks to the glasses.
Because that device there plugs into a phone. So
yes. Yeah.
But the content could also be viewed on a smartphone.
Yes, absolutely, or even a desktop. Really.
So in non-glasses applications, just for smartphones, do you have the option of using markers in computer vision, or is the basis of your platform geolocation?
So no, it's marker-based as well, and markerless. So we do have a SLAM-based studio in which people can place content, be able to view an object or scene within on a phone, sorry. And then there's obviously, not obviously, but marker, which image recognition as well. So we do have that
so
incorporated as well.
You can put a physical marker in a physical location. You can go up to it, lock into it, but you don't need that. It's not required.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like our mission was to make it accessible and easy as possible. So the end user, all they need to know is that they can click on a link or a QR code and be able to unlock an experience, whether it's markerless, or geolocation using WorldCast.
So how does WorldCast then make money? It's a free WebXR platform, so everybody is making AR content on your dime. So where does the VIG for WorldCast come in?
Absolutely. Well, it is, like you said, it is free to use. It's free to try. There is actually, it's quite robust even in the freemium version, because of the fact that we want educators and we want people to have access to being able to add that digital layer of information, because really that's what AR is all about, is adding that layer of information that is going to help us in our lives with efficiencies. So yeah, we wanted it to be accessible for all.
So there's a free version, and then you can upgrade.
Then you can upgrade.
And,
Sorry,
and
yeah.
what do you get with the upgrade?
So the upgrade, it unlocks all of the premium features. So we have spatial audio built into our platform, unlimited views. That was one of the biggest things as a marketer, trying to figure out how many views you're going to get and which package to purchase. So all of it's unlimited views. And then we have another option to be able to go to premium, which allows brands to add their logos and splash screens and get deeper analytics and all of the premium features.
So, sorry, go ahead, Ted.
Are you able to talk about some of the key clients and some of the success stories that you've had? I think people would be interested in who's using it and where would they see it. And
Great question.
is it in a shopping mall near them? Is it a place that they can kind of experience what you're doing?
Yeah, no, so our focus isn't the big brands. We're not going after the Pepsis and the Walmarts of the world. We wanted to make it accessible to the realtor, to, like I said, the teachers, to agencies too, like especially with the pandemic. We just went through, we're still getting out of economic depression, or whatever you want to call it, recession. Yes. And we want to, this is another marketing tool. So this now allows agencies to add web AR in a code-free. People are calling it the Canva of AR. WorldCast is like a Canva of AR. You don't need to know any code at all. You can simply drag and drop. What you see is what you get. WYSIWYG Studio, making it as easy as possible. In fact, we actually partnered with Canva as well, so you can use their templates.
So we're going to sort of a grassroots kind of grow it up from the ground.
Absolutely, yeah. We're for the little people.
So you launched in early 2020. Now it's the middle of 2022. Yeah. So what kind of traction have you seen in the past 2 years?
So when we first launched, it was print only, and of course with COVID, nobody wanted to touch print. So we very quickly accelerated our roadmap to include the geo and the SLAM base. So the online shopping, you take your online shopping experience and place your products in your home, be able to shop and get those sort of conversions, as well as the geo. So it's gaining fast traction, especially right now with agencies. Agencies are looking for digital solutions to offer to their clients, and it's just an easy partnership with WorldCast, add that to their toolbox, and be able to sell experiences on a monthly basis if they want to, no contracts, those sort of things.
So which category? You mentioned real estate, you mentioned education, we were just talking about retail consumer goods. So which vertical is really taking off, do you think?
To be honest, it's products and tourism. Those outdoor experiences, people are still looking for ways to keep people safe as we come out of COVID. So definitely the tourism, historical tours, outdoor art shows people are doing, museums are taking experiences outside, just out of the box thinking and how to get people engaged, because everybody has a cell phone, has a device in their pocket. So it's just another way in which we can engage consumers in a safe way as we get out of this pandemic.
So your company is based in Canada?
Yeah, we're in Owen Sound, Ontario, just a couple hours north of Toronto, in a beautiful town surrounded by mountains and waterfalls and really good internet, because that's all we need.
How many people are on the team now?
So we have 11 on the team. We have 8 dedicated developers, and then we have our small marketing team. So we are looking to grow our company as revenues and traction and investors are out there to get us there.
Well, we're here to help you get the word out.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
People check out what you're doing and learn a little more and come into the fold. It's great.
Amazing.
April, thanks for joining us. It was great to see you
Yes.
in the real once again.
Yes.
And we wish you the best of luck with KP9 and growing the WorldCast platform.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys, I'm Jay Wright, CEO of Campfire. How you doing?
We're good.
Good to see you.
Welcome to the Charlie and Ted Show, live from AWE.
I love the Charlie and Ted show. I couldn't be happier to be here.
Thanks, Jay. Well, how are things going for Campfire since we last spoke? First of all, for those people who don't know Campfire, it's a holographic conferencing system, cross-platform, allows users to share 3D objects and other digital designs.
Yeah.
I guess your target is the design industry and all of its.
You know, it's an enterprise product, and we talk about holographic collaboration, and it's all about sharing 3D models as holograms for hybrid teams that are involved in building physical things, ultimately to build a better world. So we launched, as you know, it came out of stealth last year.
Right in the middle of the pandemic, good timing.
Oh, we thought it'd be a great time. A great time. I'll tell you, it's been great because it's shown people how important it is to be able to be remote and still function, for which we provide a solution. But you know, it's provided some challenges for us too. So since that time, we've been running an early access program. It's been fabulous. We've had hundreds of applicants. We've been able to engage with fewer than we'd like, but dozens of companies that we have put both hardware and software in front of, and have some exciting projects and exciting customers in the works. We actually got feedback that led to an announcement that we made at the show. So we expanded on the Campfire system today with a new device that we call the Campfire Studio Console. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we built our solution to work in sort of meeting rooms and in offices so that you could very easily collaborate with others using 3D models. And it worked great in environments and meeting rooms and desktops, but we had customers that said, I've got something bigger that will fit on a table. And so what we've done with the Studio Console is make it so you can now work with large-scale holograms, whether that be a vehicle or building or what have you, and move sort of freely around it. And actually brought another great new capability that we call group teleport. So people can actually teleport together as a group through a large space, like, for example, a store.
So you have developers now all over the world using the product, testing the product, figuring out its use cases.
So no developers. So keep in mind, one of the things we're doing with Campfire is devices and applications together, but directly for an enterprise customer. So
your developers, in quotes, are actually your
end customers. That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the state of the company, how many people are working there, where is it based out of, and talk a little about the hardware, because the hardware is unique compared to some of the other.
Oh, it absolutely is. And actually, you guys know my background. Like, I spent a lot of time, almost 15 years in this space, building Vuforia, and holographic collaboration is where we wanted to go and something we wanted to deliver. One of the big challenges is we couldn't realize this experience on devices of the day. Because we've got VR devices where we're completely occluded, which means I can't actually see you and you can't see me, so we can't have a conversation. And the AR world is taking us to devices more like these kind of glasses that tend to have a really small field of view and limited image quality. So we created new devices that address these challenges. The Campfire headset, for example, which brings an extremely large field of view and really high image quality. So 92 degrees diagonally, which is almost 4 times what you'd find by area on something like a HoloLens 2. But in addition to being able to have a really high fidelity view of holograms, you could see other people and they could see you, because it is a see-through or an optical see-through device, which means you're looking through that display. And it's really the only headset that delivers what we think is a viable holographic collaboration experience.
And the power of the headset comes from a PC.
It absolutely does. It does. It plugs Thunderbolt 3 into a PC. So the quality of the experience and, frankly, the size of the models that you can look at is going to depend on how much GPU power you have in that PC. Yeah. So it also makes it very, very simple for people to use, because you can plug this into a PC and be up and going. I think it's also important to realize this is not a mobile kind of frontline worker use case. This is not a device or a use case people are doing while they're moving around a factory or a hospital for something. This takes place in meeting rooms, design studios, and the places you would otherwise be sitting down having a meeting and working.
I remember last time when we talked, Frog Design, which actually helped you build the new headset,
Yes.
was using it themselves.
That's right.
Are they still doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Frog remains an important partner, as does their parent company, Capgemini. So, yeah, it's...
So are you picking up customers from them?
We are. We've had a number of partners that we've started to engage with that will be part of our go-to-market story, and we'll be talking more about in October. So we'll save that for later.
And in this development curve, have you seen things around this collaboration model that have surprised you and your other creators of the device? Like something where you're just like, look at what they're doing with this, anything you can talk about that just absolutely excited you or inspired something to you?
We're seeing more of something that we expected, but there's more of it. And so as you look at the design and development process, you've got a digital part of the process where everyone's working with digital models. And then you start actually building physical things and building prototypes and samples. And so it turns out that the process where you're actually building prototypes and samples also is an area where people can use Campfire. And it's not to look at the design files, it's actually for 3D scans of those samples or prototypes. So I can take, for example, a sample that was just manufactured in Asia. I can get a 3D scan of that. I can put it in Campfire. People can look at it immediately. And now I might not even have to put that sample in FedEx and send it across the globe back. So it's almost like I call it like a shipping preview.
It's like teleportation.
It is. It's kind of like teleportation for digital twins in some way.
Great use of volumetric capture.
It really is. It really is. And in the same way you kind of have like that shipping preview, you can also look at it as something that can happen before 3D printing. Because a lot of times 3D printing is done to get initial models very, very quickly so that you can rule things out. And holographic collaboration offers a step even before 3D printing, where I can see what it looks like holographically before that print even happens. And maybe I don't do it, but the fact that I can see that holographically means I can iterate faster while I can still move around the bits instead of the atoms.
Do you have customers in the automotive industry? Because it feels like automotive is really the place for this type of thing.
It's huge. It's huge. I would say, though, ground zero for where this starts is in defense and aerospace. That's a big one. So right now, big three areas of focus for us have been in defense and aerospace, retail, and then apparel.
Oh, apparel. Interesting. Right, so we're seeing the consumer output of this kind of virtual try-on apparel, but at the enterprise level, at the
Right.
build and design level, you need something way more robust than holding your phone up and getting sort of a look-see of
You do.
what shoes will look like on your feet.
You do.
So you're doing the enterprise.
That's right.
Full design and build and collaboration and approval process.
That's exactly right.
So you put your system out there with real customers.
That's right.
And so it must have helped you create a huge product roadmap for requested features.
Yeah, it has. It has. And I think the thing that was at the top of the list is what we responded to so quickly and led to the announcement today with the studio console. But I'll tell you, Charlie, the list is long of things that people wanted.
Well, sure. I mean, but everybody's got a product roadmap with 60 things on it.
Yeah.
And you're always working the top 10.
Yeah, it is. And the biggest challenge, and I think in this space for everybody, is focus, right? It's all about really focusing in and making sure you're focusing on a use case and delivering all the pieces that make that entire workflow work.
So here's an interesting question. You may not be able to answer exactly, but I think by order of magnitude, every company looks at their build and scale of the device to deliver to a customer, right? You've got a fairly specialized, very high-powered device. Are you starting to kind of hit the kind of numbers that you see this trajectory of the numbers you want to be a scalable company to be a growth company?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I spent a lot of time in the AR space kind of doing solutions for this frontline worker kind of use case. And so I'm familiar with what those volumes look like and the size of the opportunity. And the thought with Campfire and our whole motivation for doing this is that this knowledge worker opportunity was much, much bigger. And I'll tell you, of the hundreds of applicants that we've had come in, and these aren't just people that are entering their email address. This is actually quite a process where people have tried AR and VR and tried to do this in the past. The full deployments on those are in the hundreds of thousands of users. So I think the opportunity is clearly there. It's been an unmet need, and it's certainly bigger than what we've seen in the past with this kind of tech.
We look forward to continuing to test it, try it out, continue
Awesome.
to be inspired by how robust the tech is and how the idea of remote collaboration is really working at a scale very differently than a two-dimensional kind of business. So, good on you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having
Take
me.
care.
Thanks for being part.